What's going on, everyone? So, here we are. NBA season's over. It's done. It's a wrap. Now the Lakers look to get on track, get into a full season, right? Last season was wild and crazy. You had different iterations of this team. First, your head coach and JJ Redick. Now you have Luka Doncic. He comes in, right? Well, now guess what? Now you're going to have a more experienced JJ. You're going to have a full training camp and offseason and starting to build and shape the roster around Luka and LeBron. You're going to have a motivated and healthy, hopefully, and ready to go Luka Doncic. Right? Lakers are going to be in a very different position this year than they were last year. But look, things are happening. They're happening fast. Look at a team like Houston, who was the number 2 seed in the Western Conference last year, just got Kevin Durant. Now, I don't know how much better it makes them better, without a doubt. But does that make them one of the top, 3 to 5 teams in all of basketball? I don't know, right? Like Houston last year was, again, the 2nd seed in the Western Conference, but everybody was like, they're not winning a championship. Like they're good for a regular season, they're not good enough for a playoff, right? And you can see that. You have teams like Sacramento. Every year there's that team, Memphis. There's that team that is one of the top seeds in the West. And every year they're a first or second round exit, right? Because again, it's just regular season and the playoffs are very different things. But the Lakers, they need to make some moves, right? Rob Pelinka needs to make sure that he is doing what is necessary to really build out and carve out this team. You have the spending in the pockets now. You do what is necessary, right? Luckily, I don't think the Lakers are super far away. I don't think the Lakers are a team where it's like, man, we really need, to just completely tear down and rebuild this roster. I don't think it's anything like that, but I do think you need about 4, ideally 5 guys, right? Basically a third of the roster, and that's primarily because you need 2 centers. You just don't have a center, right? If you already had the center position locked up, then I think you'd only need get 2 key free agents, and you're probably right there. But because you need to solve the center position, I think bare minimum, you need 2 centers. I've talked about it very heavily. 2 centers. You need a clear-cut starter, and you need a clear-cut backup, right? From there, I think if you can get just 2 perimeter, ideally legit two-way guys that have some athleticism out on the perimeter, I think that again, can go a long way. Get some guys that can be that point of attack, knock down the 3 ball, fit in, play multiple roles, slot in essentially 1 through 3 for you, or at least 2 through 3, maybe even get kind of like that 2-3, can you get like that 6-7 guy that maybe can play in a small ball 4 spot, right? And kind of, again, carve out this roster. You saw in this playoff run, perimeter speed and athleticism is so important out on the perimeter. And I've talked about this for years now, right? That, look, Lakers, just get me some athletes. Even if you can't get two-way players, even if you can't get all that, just get some athleticism. One of the Lakers' biggest issues is they have no athletes, right? Again, when LeBron James is your most athletic player, that's a problem because he's 40 in year 21, about to be 41 in year 22. It's just, when he's your most athletic guy, that's an issue, right? Most teams, yes, they might have that defensive liability, right? But they usually have the complementary pieces around him. Well, it's like, okay, well, you have Luka Doncic. Okay, he's your defensive liability. Okay, well, who's next to him? Well, it's Austin Reeves. It's like, okay, well, hey, Luka Doncic and Jalen Brunson, who was not, Austin Reeves is better than that Jalen Brunson, right? Because it was not this New York Knicks Jalen Brunson, but Austin Reeves with Jalen Brunson got to a conference finals, right? Kyrie, and again, I'm not saying Austin Reeves is Kyrie Irving, but defensively, right? Kyrie and Luka were able to get to the NBA finals. Okay, so who's next to Luka and Austin Reeves, right? It gotta be somebody. Oh, it's Rui Hachimura, who, again, lacks defense, is playing out of position, and can't, guard his shadow. Okay, well, man, you must have an insanely elite. You must have a Walker Kessler or something like that as your defensive anchor, right? Because, man, you got Jackson Hayes, right? And then after Jackson Hayes, you don't have a center. It's like, okay, yeah, you're in some trouble, right? You can see where the dilemma lies. So Lakers need to they need to figure it out. Again, Lakers are never going to be OKC. They're never going to be Indiana because, again, you got Luka and LeBron, but that's also your advantage, right? How many teams have a Luka and LeBron? No one. You're the only team. Lakers are the only team that have 2 top 10 players, period. Right? Like, so, again, the Lakers are in a position to where it's like they have a luxury that no other team has. And, again, they're going to be more half-court oriented. They're going to be, built in structure in a particular manner. And that's fine, but you need the complementary pieces. You need to carve out that identity. You need to build put the proper players and pieces around Luka, right? Luckily, the things that you want around Luka, you also want around LeBron because they're so similar of players. The only thing that is different, really, as far as like what you want around those two, is the center position. Luka wants more of kind of that lob threat, dunker spot, is fine with him kind of clogging the paint, right? Because he's kind of getting to the teeth of the defense, collapse the defense, right? Create that dribble to penetration and then have that outlet. Where LeBron wants more of like, clear out, all 4 guys wide. He's just putting his head down, getting to the basket, pulling his way, or kicking out to shooters, right? So outside of the center position, everything else is pretty much the same. So luckily, things that you want for Luka, you also kind of want for LeBron, right? But Luka should be your priority because he's your franchise now, right? That's the face of your team. And so to me, I just think that what do you need really around him? You need the guys that can mask and mirror defensively to where he's able to do the things that he's great at and not have to worry so much. It doesn't mean he can just like, oh, hey, here you go. Here's a clear path to the back. No, like he still has to put an effort and energy in. But if he's now defending the 5th, 6th, 7th guy, right? Really be like the 5th guy, but you get the point, right? Like if he doesn't have to defend the best guard on the other team or the second best guard on the other team or the third best, like, and you have now those complementary pieces. So you're able to, you have the athletes in perimeter defense to where you can have the proper defensive schemes to kind of mask him out. Then that just goes such a long way, right? I mean, again, you can't have too many defensive liabilities. You saw the problem with the Knicks, right? Like, Cat and Jalen Brunson, incredible offensively, but they were liabilities defensively. And you saw Indiana attack both of them, just put them both in all the action. Right? What did Minnesota do? Put Luka and Austin Reeves in all the action. So again, Lakers have their work cut out for them. They have a lot that they need to kind of solve this offseason. But we might be in a bit of an arms race here with some of these other teams, but I trust the Lakers to get it done. And we'll see. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you like this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. If you enjoy these types of videos, truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.